Let's dive right into it. So welcome to Webinar Wednesday. I think we're on episode 57 now, which is amazing. We're just blazing right through these. If this is your first webinar, welcome. I'm Jason there on the left, and today's presenter are myself and also Rick, one of the support specialists here at Brilliant Directories. You've probably interacted with Rick through the support ticket system or potentially a training phone call. Rick, thanks for joining in on today's Webinar Wednesday.
Thank you, Jason, and welcome everybody. Super happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a really good presentation today, so I'm excited to get to the topics. Also, we have a special guest here. We have Patrick Brunelle, who is a digital marketing expert from directorygurus.com. Pat, you have a course coming up, training course on how to grow your directory business, your directory community. Can you tell us a little bit about what you have coming up soon?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I did is I partnered up with yogaallianceprofessionals.org and their co-founder there, Bruce Mackay, and they're generating over 7 figures a year with their Brilliant Directories website. I've been working with him for years. I remember when they just got started on BD about 4 years ago, and I got to see them grow into quite the company with 15 full-time employees. And I asked him, hey, Bruce, would you mind working with me and building a course, kind of showing people behind the curtain on how you got Yoga Alliance Professionals to grow so quickly on the Brilliant Directories platform? And Bruce agreed it was an exciting project, and we have a date officially that we'll be starting the masterclass.
Hey, that's fantastic.
It's going to be on, yeah. So that's on March 18th that it's going to be coming up.
All right. So is this a free course on March 18th?
Yeah. So we were going to make it a paid class, to be honest, and then we just realized that this type of information just needs to go out to the masses. So we're going to have 3 core classes spread out throughout 1 week. We're going to be sending out emails over the next 3 weeks, preparing people for their course. It could be a very serious course, and we're literally going to show everybody how Yoga Alliance Professionals was able to define a winning product on the Brilliant Directories platform and how they execute their proof of concept. So 2 of the biggest weapons that they have that are a secret to their success, they're going to show you exactly how they did it on the Brilliant Directories platform and give you some of the best behind-the-scene tips that really haven't been shared, or as far as I know, until now.
So is this
that'll be absolutely free.
Is this more giving people like a game plan on, so people have an idea for a site? Okay, the site goes online. It's kind of like, what are the next steps after everything is online? Is like how to run the business, how to grow the business, what steps to take to market the business? Is that kind of what you're after here?
Yeah, we'll start from the very beginning stages, which is actually defining the winning product. So what steps what errors did Yoga Alliance Professionals do on the onset? What lessons did they learn? And how did they adjust their core offerings? Because when you're an entrepreneur, you start out, you make a lot of mistakes oftentimes. So the idea is to share those errors, those growing pains, so to speak, with everybody so that they can perhaps avoid those mistakes as well, and kind of show people what that experience led to so people could just jump to using similar strategies right away.
That's great. Sounds like it's going to be a great case study. I've shared a link in the chat. If everyone checks the chat window here to directorygurus.com, you can go there and you can pre-register for free. And I'm assuming, Pat, you guys are going to send emails as updates are available for the course.
That's correct. The first email's going out next week. We'll be assigning some homework for anybody that's interested in taking the class, and people can prepare so they can maximize what they get out of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to join in on that also and register myself.
All right, that's awesome.
All right, great. And another thing to join, if you guys aren't already members of our Facebook group, you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It's a great place to continue the conversations in between Webinar Wednesdays. There's fantastic participation there from the members. I myself am there answering questions, responding to discussions, and it's super constructive. So if you're looking for tips, strategies, or even some motivation seeing how other people are using their directory websites, I definitely recommend joining. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you there. And also for our first-time attendees here, welcome. It's great to be with you here on Webinar Wednesday. It's a great place this time of the week for us to talk about ways to grow your online community. A lot of that could be marketing, search engine optimization, how to convert visitors into members. It's a great place to ask these types of questions, and these are the kind of topics that we cover in Webinar Wednesday. So if you have specific questions about your website, maybe you're a new website or you've been online for a while and you feel like you've plateaued or you're stuck, have your questions ready. We'd love to take them towards the end of the webinar and see if we could provide you with some good strategies to grow your community. And we decided, I think maybe 10 webinars ago, to always keep this slide in the Webinar Wednesdays, just as a friendly reminder not to get stuck on the hamster wheel. Your business is a growing and it's a living entity, and you should always be cycling through these different steps here to ensure that you're always making forward progress and gaining traction on growing your online community. Personally, I see a lot of people getting stuck in number 3 here, designing their website and continuously tinkering with their website. But if you can be proactive and take steps to move out of step 3, designing your site, and focus on driving traffic or creating marketing materials or finding out what the next problem is you're going to solve for your community, you're always going to ensure that your business is growing and, again, you're having forward progress with your project. Pat or Rick, did you guys have any insight on this slide at all?
Yeah, my favorite tip is the second one. Is obviously once you figured out an issue you want to resolve, is writing the copy that's going to sell that. So whether you probably want to come up with a way to capture an email, and really it's really important to have an ecosystem around that solution that you have. So articles that talk about the problem, how it benefits businesses, a guide that they can download. So really having a lot of assets that will support that, and then you can test those on social media. You can share those links. You can share that content, and hopefully you'll be able to get some emails to sign up. Because if you drive traffic to your site before you have that content up and available to your end users, it's unlikely that traffic is going to convert into leads. So I really emphasize focusing on that second step.
And I always like to recommend following up with the members. It's such a very valuable thing to do. It goes a very long way. It builds very long-lasting relationships, and it's sometimes overseen, to be honest. So yeah, following up really makes a big difference.
You bring up a good point. I just want to side note there about following up with your members. I see a lot of times people are starting their communities or directory websites and they're targeting the entire world and they have every category listed on their site, and that's perfectly fine. But it's also important to remember to keep that personal touch with your members, that you still are a growing community, and reaching out to your members, whether it's by email or even phone calls, has a lot of high value, because you're going to be building lasting relationships, and also you're staying top of mind for members who might have visited your site and forgot about you, and being proactive and staying in touch with them is a good way to remind them that you're still around and you have services that you can offer them. All right, we have a few BD Lab updates today. There's actually 2 main ones, but I wanted to show you guys something that we've added to the Brilliant Directories blog. In the last webinar, we told you that David from our team here was busy uploading all the older videos from the previous webinars, the tips of the week, the Rick's Corners, all the different segments that we have, and we splice them into their own unique videos. Let me show you where you guys can now access that and watch them on demand from our BD blog. So you can go to the Brilliant Directories website here, and you can click on blog in the top right corner. Now there is a search bar up here, so you can search for keywords like email or import or SEO and find articles that contain those relevant keywords. But what you're probably most interested in are the article quick links here. So there's a quick link here to watch the full webinar replays. Those are the 1 to 2 hour presentations that we've done, like the ones today. But within each webinar, we've done a tip of the week, so you can search directory website tips. I'll go ahead and click on that. And this is pure gold, guys. We've covered such good topics here. And also, when we use live websites as examples, it really provides like real world knowledge and almost like a case study on how other websites are utilizing these strategies. A few of my favorite ones, 3 ways to use the website announcement bar. That way you can drive traffic to relevant pages on your site. How to create on-site visitor actions. Increase signups with confidence boosters. These are great videos. They're splices of what was in the longer webinar Wednesdays, so it's easy to find the content here. Also, the website showcases. We've showcased some websites in the previous webinars, and you can see the replays of those here. And also the popular how-tos. Those are like the Rick's Corners that we've had in the past. So if you're looking on quick tips for your website, such as how to manually add members to your directory, these videos are super helpful and should be help you manage your site a bit better. All right, so just two BD Lab updates. There's always lots of things, but I thought these were noteworthy for today's webinar. There is a setting that requires your members to have complete profiles to show in your search results, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I think it's better demonstrated than explained. So let's go to a sample site that we use here. Okay, great. So let's search for a member. We have one reclaimed. Design works. I'll just search for reclaimed. All right, this person is showing in the search results. Now, I'm just going to do one thing. I'm going to remove the profile photo. So let's edit the listing. And I go to manage account, profile photo. I'm going to delete the profile photo from their listing. Great, so now there's no profile photo. If we look at the search results again, this person is still here, but there's no profile photo. Now let's enable this advanced setting, require complete profiles. So the way to do that is go to your dashboard. You can go to settings and then advanced settings. And I'm going to search for require complete. So here's the advanced setting, require complete profiles. By default, it's set to 0, which means it's turned off. What this setting does when you set this to 1, that means it's enabled, it will only display members in search results who have a name, a top-level category, profile photo or logo, and have inputted their address. So almost the basic building blocks of a complete profile. They have to have all of these to be considered a complete profile. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to 1 and save the changes. And just give it about 15 seconds or so. Now the benefit of this is if you're tired of seeing profiles on your site that don't have their own profile photos or logos, or they haven't added their name or company, or they haven't added their address to their listing, this is going to ensure that your search results are showing good quality profiles and listings. So this is saved now. And if you recall, I removed the profile photo from this sample listing. So I'll go ahead and refresh the page. Now there's no results for that search for the keyword reclaimed. I'll go ahead and add a profile photo again. Actually, I have it saved right here. So I'll upload a photo. I'll just quickly add this. Okay, great. So now if we do that search for reclaimed, let me just do a refresh here. This person is now showing again in the search results. So it's just a way to kind of keep your public search results and directory nice and tidy and showing your best content, which would be member profiles. And the second one, we've mentioned in previous webinars on how to create landing pages and making ebooks available. There was one thing we didn't mention is that you can upload PDF files into the Media Manager. This is actually something new as of about a month ago. So not only adding images into your Media Manager, but also PDF files, which you can then link to on landing pages, or if you collect someone's email address, making it available as a download link on a success page. So let me just quickly show you how you can add a PDF file into the Media Manager. So what we want to do is step back and go back to the dashboard. From here, we want to go to the Media Manager. All right, there we go. So step into the Media Manager, and we can click Upload here, and then I can select a file from my computer. So I have a sample PDF. And back to all images. We probably want to update that text. And here is now my PDF file. And here are all the other images on my website. So if I wanted to create a download link on a static page or a conversion page or a thank you page after people do a certain action, or just maybe a resource page that you have, you can right click and click on copy URL. and you'll be provided with the full URL for this file. And if you went to this link, it would take you to your PDF file. So you can now upload PDFs and grab the entire link here, and again, make it available on some type of resource or static page of your choice. All right, let's dive into the next segment here, Rick's Corner, Simple Solutions for Common Questions. Rick, what's the topic you've decided on for this week's webinar?
So thank you very much, Jason. And yeah, this week's going to be a little bit special, a little bit different. I mean, it's actually going to be a special week. We have a special guest, Sherilyn, is going to be joining us today. We're going to be going over a very common question that we have, and a lot of people bring it to our attention constantly. So first off, Sherilyn, welcome. Super happy to have you here.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here today.
All right, Sherilyn. So yeah, what we're gonna be basically talking about today are 9 search result settings that everyone should know about. So Jason and Sherilyn, like we've talked about in previous webinars, member type of posts are broken down in different sections, and one that comes often is the search results section. So how would you go about editing the sidebar that shows up on that search results page? How would you go about changing some of those settings that are available for you, right? So well, what we're going to be basically doing today again is that Sherilyn is going to walk us over those very useful settings.
Great to have you here in the webinar, Sherilyn. I know this is your first time with us, hopefully not the last. I'll go ahead and pass over the presenter screen to you. So we'll be looking at your screen now. All right, I just sent it over. You should be able to accept that. And I'm pretty excited about this topic too because it's so basic, but the settings are so powerful. So excited to see what you have for us today.
Okay, so in order to edit the search result settings, we would need to go into the content and inside to the edit post settings. And then today we're going to be going over how to edit the blog search results. So let's hit edit, and then we're looking for the search results design tab. And then here we go. I have the page opened up to how a default web page opens up with the default settings, default sidebars, and then we can go through and change these things and see how it affects the site on the live ad. So I was thinking we could start like the H one. I feel like this one's pretty standard. You know, website blog doesn't add any characteristic to your site, so you can always pinpoint exactly what you're going for. So in this case, we're talking about search results. You can change it. Website.
So yeah, you want to basically tailor it towards your own website, making it a little bit more unique.
I think that's a great place to use keywords also. So if you're a pet training website, you can say pet training news and ideas or something like that, rather than just calling it website blog.
Exactly, and then you can hit the target audience that way, make it more unique. Too, it just displays a little smaller results. I think it's perfect also if you are, doing the website blog and then the member articles. You can always add extra text so that your visitors can differentiate what's the difference between the member articles and the website blog.
Absolutely. That secondary input there, the default H2, that's the second heading on the page. It actually serves multiple purposes. You brought up a great point, Sherilyn. You can explain what this section is about, like a description with more words, maybe 8 to 10 words. It's also great for search engine optimization because, it's another place to include relevant and related keywords to the page.
Perfect, yeah. And then the search results per page. So this one I feel goes hand in hand with the Instaload search results also. You can change. So right now we have 4 articles. 1, 2, 3, 4. We switch it over. As you can see now, there's no text, no next page, no load more results, because currently it's set to 9 results per page. But if we switch that over to like 2, then we'll see that we'll have more options. And then it shows up. It's a little more visible. And then if you don't have the insta-load, what you'll see, so we'll switch this off to no. If you don't have the VIP add-on. See, we'll get the little page. Or go to the last page.
Now here's a good question. What's the benefit of showing 9 or 900 results on the first load of the search results page? And I have to say there's a couple benefits to showing less results, for example, 10 or 20 or even 5 in some cases. One is the page will load faster, because if there's images on the page, maybe for the blog post or whatever it might be, the more images on a page, the longer it takes for the load to do its initial loading. Number two is if you have pagination, which are those numbers down there, you're also getting more clicks. So people are clicking through your site and visiting more pages on your site, which Google loves. When Google sees that a website is getting lots of clicks from their website visitors, they know or they assume that the website is providing some type of value for the visitors, and that can help with your rankings in Google search results. Lastly, the insta-load search results that Sherilyn disabled a moment ago and instead showed these numbers, instead of getting loaded to the next page like page 2, the insta results will just reveal more results, which is great for the mobile experience. That's kind of how Twitter and even Google search results work on mobile now. You don't go to a second page, it just says click to view more results. So that's good for a mobile experience right there. Exactly, because the page doesn't have to reload. It's just going to display the next set of results.
Like an infinity scroll, so you don't have to really leave where you're at.
Exactly. You don't have to reload the page all over again. It's just going to reveal the next 9 or next 5 posts when you click that button.
So the next is the post keyword search options. I think this one's a lot of fun. So it comes by default. It'll search, your title, the description, and the tags. And then this brings up something that Jason mentioned earlier, where if you have a lot of images, if you have a lot of blog posts, it will slow down your site. So an option you can also have is just to search by the title. So we can switch this over here. So for example, when you're searching by title, the only results that will come up is if any of the words match the titles. So for example, modify. Oh, there you go. It'll just post up the article right away. It'll auto-suggest.
That one's great because you can kind of curate the how wide you want a search to be, whether it's, again, just the title or just the description or other metadata that's included in a post. That's one of the options, right? The searching all the metadata.
Yeah, we'll show the default one. And this one helps a lot when the members aren't sure, they don't remember exactly what's in your title. So, for example, this article right here, how to edit default search results, that has the word permalink inside the article. If we weren't using the default option, when we search permalink, you'll notice that the article shows up even though you can't even see the word.
Gotcha. So if someone wanted the most amount of results, which setting would they turn on in this case?
The last setting, and this works the best if you have added custom fields to your blog.
Or any post type. If you add custom fields, so it'll not only search the title or description, it'll also search any custom fields that you've added for a post.
Exactly. Yeah, and I didn't add any custom fields to these, but otherwise we would show the example. But yeah, I feel like the default does the best job, unless you feel like the speed is an importance to you.
Gotcha.
And then here we have the page header, page loop, and the page footer. So these, what they do is just control how the page works, how it's displayed, and what information shows up when you when you visit these pages. And typically, unless you're a developer or have knowledge or know how to edit these, it's typically best to just leave them as they are.
So this is when you're crossing the realm between like beginner who just wants to use the regular settings, and then if you're a designer and you really want to dive in there and really make the look and feel of that page your own.
And then we have this, the restore default code for the member feature. This one helps if you want to have the newest functionality available for the blog articles. If you feel like you go to the demo site and you see that there's this new little feature on it, you don't have it, and you're wondering why, it's most likely that you don't have the most recent code available. So this is a great way to go in there and make sure your website's using all the newest functionality available.
So Brilliant Directories has a repository of like a bank of all the default code for how the search results should look for the different post types. If you've done custom work on your search results page, would you want to use this tool, the restoring the default code, Sherilyn?
No, because it would just delete all of that custom code. It would just keep what BD has, and then anything else you've added will be lost. So if you want to do something like that, what I recommend is copying and pasting that code into a Word document, updating the code, and then seeing how you can reestablish that custom code into the new settings.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thanks.
And then here we have the fun ones. The order results by. You have plenty of options here. You can do random, by title. Let's try the alphabetical. We'll save that.
Actually, 3 times this week in the Facebook group, there were questions posted, and the answer was by navigating and showing them the order results by drop down here, and we were able to solve their problem of what they were trying to achieve.
Yeah, it just really depends on what you're trying to showcase with the business. Let me see. Let's refresh this. You can see now they're all alphabetical. A, C, H. And then it's good if you have events. You can do by start date, end date. You can do post IDs. Most recent. So you have a lot of options. And then here we can change these sidebars. So right now we're just using the default, the website blog article search and the joiner newsletter. And then, so these sidebars, the sidebar to use, you have the options, and these are the same sidebars found within the sidebar manager. So you can do the post search results, which is the default, and that's the best one to use. We can go ahead and switch that just to see what happens. Let's see the member profile page. So you can always go in and customize these to be different, and then create it specifically for blogs or events, any feature you'd like.
That's right. If you wanted to put specific banners in different sidebars and then use those sidebars for different post types, like you mentioned, events or property listings, you definitely have the control there to kind of further customize the page. And I see you've added the sidebar that's on member profile pages here now.
Yep. Just to show how easily you can change this over, and the effects go right away. So let's switch that over back to the post search results. And then here's where we pick the sidebar search module. So that would be, let's refresh this right here, this website blog article search, this little module. And then here we can pick, again, plenty of options. You can, instead of searching for the blog articles within the blog page, you can have them search for top and sub locations. You can have them search for other features by top categories, just to show how easy it is also.
Yeah, I've seen a site where their main focus was searching coupons. So even on their blog section, they maintain the coupon search module there because that's the #1 focus they wanted people to have on their website, was that coupon search.
Yes, you'll notice here you can just, even when they're on the blog articles, if the blog articles are about how to do things or, new restaurants opening up. If they see that, they can come in here and search for it. Location. Oh, okay. I see an article here about this restaurant. Let me look it up on the site. Let's see if it's available here. So, and then the default one will always be the first option.
And I also wanted to point out, if you want to scroll up here, for those of you that are, again, more for developers and designers out there, the H1 and the H2 also support both PHP and if you wanted to put widget shortcode in there, which opens up the possibility to make the titles a little bit more dynamic based on searches that are happening. So you can use more than just plain text there. And then we've covered in previous webinars that page header, again, somewhat more for the designers and developers out there. The first box there for the code, you can start the page, the search results, maybe with quick links or banner advertisements or other content that you want to put there that starts ahead of the search results. So there's really good control here for the page. And there's actually one more control that I wanted to share, Sherilyn. If you go to the design settings, you can actually decide whether the sidebar is on the left or the right side of the main body content. Or you can also choose to hide the sidebar altogether. If you go there and click on sidebar alignment, and then it's going to be the post search results. Right now it's aligned to the left. We can go ahead and switch it to the right. And let's see what that looks like. Perfect. So now the body content is on the left and the sidebar is on the right. Just depends what your preferences and styling you're using for your website. Rick, do you have any final notes about these settings here, or Sherilyn?
Well, there's so many settings there that one thing that I would do definitely would be, of course, figure out what you're aiming for, what's the main goal of your website, and stick to it, and then start and see how that goes. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that don't try to sit down and figure out what eventually your user might end up wanting to use your website for. Test it out. Get them to tell you. If they're not happy with the sidebar that you're using, then this is how you go about changing it. And you have this functionality here. If they give you feedback saying like on the mobile, I mean, I see so many results, it's so difficult to navigate. All right, so let me go ahead and set up the insta load then to make it easier for them. So there's a lot of functionality here, but don't get carried away. That'll be my advice. And then just launch it, get your feedback, and work with the customer of your website. And Sherilyn, great job. That was amazing. Thank you very much for that.
Of course, I was very excited to be here.
All right, perfect. Let's see if anyone has any questions about this page here. Colette, I see you got your hand up. How are you today, Colette?
Good, and you?
Good, good, good. Remind us where you're calling in from today.
From New Zealand, so it's Valentine's Day for us already.
Well, we love that you're on the webinar with us today. So we're sending our love here from BD to New Zealand. And what's your question for us today?
My question's about the events search results. What I found is that the posted on date, which displays above the picture, is a bit confusing for people looking. They tend to think that that's the event date, not the posted on date. Is there an easy way of hiding that?
Yes, let me grab the controls here. So this is one of those where you're going to want to go into the code here. Let me just show you what you might need to do. Let's go to search results. So I'm going to edit post settings, and I'm going to edit the events setting, and I'm going to search results design. And just so it's a fair playing field here, let me restore the default code for the events. So this is probably what's on your site. And basically what you can do is this. Do you see this class here? It says posted by in between these two spans. I hate to get into the code, but it's basically from one span to the next span, you can just delete that. And it won't show the posted by.
When I did delete it, it gave an error. So
okay. Let's do it together on your site. Do you mind if I go to your site real quick?
Yeah, sure. Right. selwynconnect.co.nz.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. All right. So let's go look at your events first. So that would be, let's go.
Under things to do. There you go.
Is it going to be events?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, great. So yeah, it says posted on, that's the create date, and then obviously the date. I could see how that could be a little confusing for some people. But let's go ahead and remove that for you. Edit post settings. And we'll go to your events, which are right here. I'll just remove that whole line for you there. So here it is. Actually, I take it back. It was right here that you want to remove. And we'll hit save. So just those two lines. Great. So now it says do you want to remove the member also who posted it?
Yeah, let's remove the member.
So this is where we'll just remove this whole line here. There's another way to do it with CSS where you kind of just put a rule in the design settings, but this is pretty quick. So there you go. Now it's just showing the event there.
Super.
Okay.
All right, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think I saw one more question here. VJ. VJ, how you doing today?
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Excellent. Where are you calling in from today?
I'm also calling from Auckland, New Zealand.
Okay. New Zealand in the house. What's your question for us today?
Okay, so I actually just jumped on the webinar. I was a little bit late, but I came in, it looks like the perfect time because my question's about the sidebars. So we're just using the listings module, so it's just members. And we want to put a different sidebar, kind of like very similar to the property search sidebar for only one of the categories. So I've been trying to figure out how to do it, whether or not I make a different level of products. So for example, if there was a premium advertiser, they would have a different sidebar. The main reason for it is we've got an event planning directory, and all the services in the directory are going to be like, for example, DJs or photographers, but specifically for the venues, we want them to be able to filter a little bit more by maybe the capacity of the room and things like that.
Okay. I have two responses for you. That's a very valid question. So by default right now, there's no quick setting to switch the sidebar based on the category, just the type of post, like if it's a blog post or an event post. And it's super valuable to be able to potentially also have a sidebar based on the category, again, mainly because of advertisers that want to be in that category. The short answer for now is you can create a custom widget with custom code, and you can create like a PHP if statement. If it's this category, show this content. That's what you could do right now. It's very straightforward and very easy. Probably someone in the marketplace can do that one-time setup for you, and you can just work with that code. The second part is, I'm glad that you mentioned this. We do have an add-on that's coming soon. There's actually a lot of add-ons coming soon. And it's going to be the category SEO Booster. And what you're going to be able to do with that is not only show custom content based on category and meta tags as well, but you'll also be able to define a specific sidebar you'd like to display for that category. I don't have an exact date on this one, but this is going to solve your problem for what you're looking to do.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, that sounds exactly. So the category booster will let you define sidebars.
Yes, for your member categories, and I think potentially the post categories also, like event categories, blog categories, and so on.
Okay, that is awesome.
Okay, and just while we're on this page for these coming soon ones, I just want to let everyone know I saw a preview of the member chat functionality today, and we're looking for a release in the next week and a half to 2 weeks, so that should be available for everyone in the VIP add-ons club. The Sell Digital Downloads is also looking to be a 2-week time frame before that's released, and then after that, it's going to be the bookmark counter and the profile cover photo. So probably after these 4 are released, I think we're going to get into the category SEO Booster, VJ.
Cool, that's awesome. I've just got one more question just relating to that same question I asked earlier. I was specifically talking about a venue trying to sign up as a listing. Now, can I create a different form for...
Yes. Let me show you how. I'm not going to modify anything on your site, Colette. But what you want to do is you want to create that. You can clone a form that's on your site, change the fields, which is what you want. You want that vendor to input different information, correct? And then under your manage products, let me just edit a product real quick. So based on this membership level, under profile, you can choose the different form that they're going to be presented with to fill out for their contact details tab, their listing details tab, and the about tab. So different types of membership levels, you can create alternate forms, and those members will then be presented with those forms to provide that information.
Sure. So in this case, if I just had one, like let's say I had 20 categories, but one category had a different form, I'd create a different membership level for that category. Is that right?
Yes, it would. To show different forms is based on different membership levels. So yeah, you could. And one last thing is, if you're going to create the membership level with the preset category, you definitely want to take advantage of this new feature we added a couple months ago. It will pre-select. Excuse me, it's here. Pre-select the top level category when people sign up. And then when they're filling out their contact details, you'll hide the ability for them to change their top level category. So that way it will lock them into the pre-selected top level category as they're joining your site, giving you more control over what the members can and can't change.
Cool. Yep. No, that's awesome. That answers all my questions.
All right, VJ. Thanks so much. All right, guys, good stuff there. Well, Sherilyn and Rick, thank you so much for this segment. I think I learned a little bit, and I hope you guys enjoyed it out there too.
Thank you. It was great. And thank you, Sherilyn. As Jason said before, we really hope this is not the last one.
Definitely not. No, I hope to be a part of many more.
All right, guys, let's keep things moving here with today's tip of the week. We were bouncing around ideas, Rick, Patrick, Sherilyn, and myself before the webinar, and we thought covering member reviews, which is something we haven't covered in a long time, would be great for this week's tip of the week. So we're going to focus on 5 important ways to leverage member reviews on your website. And by a show of hands, how many people out there, if you want to just use the raise your hand feature, are using or have activated member reviews on your website? Let's see if the hands up there. I think by the show of hands, I'd say about 20-25% of the attendees here today are using member reviews. So hopefully after this presentation, more of you can activate and enable this feature on your site. So what are member reviews? Pretty self-explanatory. Visitors come to your website and they write testimonials, feedback, reviews about the experiences they've had with the businesses and members listed in your directory. Some of the benefits of member reviews, and they actually go beyond the 6 things that we've listed here. Pat, I'm going to pass it over to you because you kind of helped come up with the majority of this list here. Besides the unique content, because when people write reviews, it's generally unique content, and Google loves that. It makes your site fresh and unique and helps with your search engine rankings. Can you tell us a little bit about publishing positive reviews on social media channels?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that reviews overall is probably one of the most underutilized features on directory websites. And the reason I say that is that from an end user's perspective, as well as from a member's perspective, it's the one type of content that visitors of your website really find helpful and members of your website really benefit from if they're positive reviews. And basically, it's a way to make everybody happy and drive great traffic to your website. So when you're getting good reviews from your members, that's basically taking care of coming up with good content. Because I know a lot of people struggle with stuff to write on social media. What do I post on Facebook? What do I post on Twitter? What do I post on Instagram? And basically giving a shout out to a member that got a great review in your community. If I have a lawyer directory and I see one of my competing lawyers or another firm get a shout out on social media, I'm going to be like, what is this company that is giving a shout out to my competitor? I mean, my curiosity is going to be piqued. So there's lots of positives that come from really starting to focus on your review module. And Brilliant Directories has a really easy to use reviews module. And in this presentation, I'm really excited to show people all the different options. And depending on the type of site you have, you could choose a strategy that really works, that's going to work well for you.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, reviews help with your SEO. It's more content for you to share. And when people see reviews, they're going to react to it. So it's a great way to engage members, prospective members, visitors on your website, and so on.
Yep.
All right, so we were talking about 5 ways to leverage reviews for your site. And there's 5 key settings that you can enable on your Brilliant Directories website that give you a little bit more form and control over the behavior of reviews and how members interact with them. Let's start with the first 3. They have to do with how reviews are approved or moderated. So you can use these different settings for each different membership level. So your free members can have a different set of privileges than your paying premium members. So the first one would be reviews are automatically posted without moderation. So a visitor comes to the site, they publish a review, and it's live on the member's profile right then and there. The second one is where you can give the privilege of your members to pick and choose which reviews they want on their profile and which ones they want to delete from their profile. Naturally, they'll probably want to remove the negative reviews, and therefore it's more like having a bunch of testimonials on their profile page. The third one requires a little bit more work from you, the admin and website owner, is where you approve and delete reviews as they're published and sent into the system. And then 4 and 5 here are two really cool settings. One of them is allowing members to reply to reviews, which is another way to add more unique content to your site, again, which Google loves. And number 5 is actually rewarding your members by pre-sorting them on your website by members that have the most reviews. So obviously that's going to encourage listed members to generate and acquire reviews on your website. So let's look at the pros and cons of these different settings and different models that you can have for member reviews on your website. Pat, I know you had strong opinions on this one. You said that if you were going to have a review site, this is probably the one you would start with, is letting visitors publish their reviews without any moderation.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is, and I understand why a lot of people opt to have members control if a review goes live or not, because you're thinking, that's my customer. I don't want to have a paying customer get a negative review and not get published. And that's okay, and we'll definitely go over that in another slide. There are positives to that approach. And like I said earlier, it really depends on your views and your particular niche, what you think is the right strategy. And in my opinion, the person I want to take care of the most is the end user, the person that is visiting my website. And I'd like you to put yourself in the shoes of a visitor. I go to a restaurant and I had an absolutely terrible experience. And I want to leave a review and I want to let people know it wasn't a good experience. I come to your website and I publish the review. I go out of my way, I write a long description about what happened. I hit send, and then I'm like, oh, it didn't get published. And then maybe I'll understand there's a moderation. But if it doesn't ever go live on the website, as an end user, I'm gonna be pretty frustrated, and it might seem like an illegitimate website that's protecting its members. So I might not trust that any longer as a review site. And for those of you listening to this, I definitely want you to stay till the end of this presentation, because at the end of this, we're going to give you guys some ninja strategies on how to overcome that. So if you absolutely want to have members have control, we're going to give you guys some great tips on how you can avoid having the public think that it's a scam, so to speak. So definitely hang in there. But if it is a review website, if that is your focus, if it's one of the core features of your site, I always do recommend having it go live right away and giving that end user an experience that they would expect.
Not only that, yeah, I think that's what users expect. I use Yelp and I leave reviews on Yelp, and I'm happy to see that my review is live instantly. People can always flag reviews, or the member, you can moderate or remove reviews after they've been published. They don't have to live on, if they violate your review guidelines or whatever you create for your guidelines for reviews, you can always eventually delete those even after they're published. Part of what I wanted to do here, Pat, is actually showing people how they could set these settings up. So when people publish reviews, how it can get the different rules that we have here, how in this case they can get published without any moderation. So let's take a quick example of the site we have as an example. So we're going to use this interior design website here, and actually let's leave a review for this member here. Nope, this membership level doesn't have the ability to leave reviews. Let's find a member who does have reviews. Okay, this person here. All right, so let's write a review for this sample member, Stacy Hartwell, and I'll show you the settings after this. So this is a test review from Jason, and this is an awesome review, and we'll give 5 stars all around. And we'll do Jason and Jason at jason.com. Perfect. So let's submit this review. Remember, the title is Test Review from Jason. and we're going to submit review. And it says your review has been sent. Let's go back to the page. Now let's go back to Stacy's profile page. And let's look at the reviews here. Well, wait a minute, Pat. The review, did I set the settings back? I did set the settings back. Fails. All right, let's go look at the settings that would need to be enabled for that to go live right away. All right, so we're going to go into the dashboard area. And where these settings live are actually under the membership levels, the manage products. So let's go to manage products. And we'll go ahead and edit this diamond member.
And why, Jason, would you put that setting in manage product? Why wouldn't you just make it a global setting for the entire website?
What's nice is you can because the way that members interact with their reviews is either a privilege or a restriction based on the membership level. So members that are paying you more, your premium members, you want to give them more privileges and control potentially. And members who are potentially free members or lower tiered members, you want to remove some of those controls and ask them to upgrade in order to unlock some of that functionality. So it's based on the different membership levels. So I'm editing the diamond membership level, and this is under search visibility. And if you scroll down here, require all reviews to be approved by the admin first. We're going to set this to no. Ability to accept and delete reviews for the member to do so, we're going to set no. And let's see who this diamond member is. So this diamond membership level has the correct settings. So let's see who this member is. It's this test member. So let's view the profile of this test member. Let's do this again one more time real quick. So let's write a review for this diamond member. Another test review. This is a test review. And we'll do 5 stars all around. And again, we'll do Jason. Perfect. All right, Pat, I promise you this one will get posted right away.
Jason promise, I like it.
All right, let's go back to this test profile. They should have 2 reviews now. They had one prior. Here's 2 reviews. Here's the review I just posted right now. So this was added to the person's profile without any moderation, and it's live instantly. And if you recall, the settings were, and I'll just go back a little bit. Search visibility. Requires reviews to be approved by the admin, no. Ability to accept, for the member to, we have to add the word member there, for the member to accept and delete their own reviews, set to no. So no one is moderating the reviews. They're getting published right away.
And I was going to say, and it leads into that 4th point. So one of the reasons I really like this setting, and you're right, this is the one I'm a champion for, is because if you allow your members to approve their reviews, then there's no urgency for them to interact with your emails. If I get an email that says, hey, you got a review on your website, I don't have to open it. It could be good, it could be bad. I'm in no rush. I get another email a week later, hey, you got another review. I may or may not open that email because, again, there's nothing that could be hurting my brand or my reputation. However, if I know reviews go live and I get an email that says, you have a new review on your profile, and that's the email that I'm getting, and that's what happens, they are notified via email when they receive an email and it's published, then you better believe I'm going to open up that email, and I'm going to make sure it's a positive review. So you're getting your members to engage with your website and stay on top of their profiles. You want them logging in. You want them opening up your emails. You want them digesting your content, and you want to be on their minds at all times. And this is, I really like that about automatically posting reviews.
So you're basically saying keeps your members on their toes.
That's exactly what I'm saying, yeah.
Awesome. Also, when negative reviews are automatically published and your members are kind of aware of it, they're going to want to figure out ways to potentially resolve that or get the review removed or respond to the review. So negative reviews are actually a great way to have your members engage with you on ways to mediate the review that was left there. And part of that could be upgrading them to an account where they can accept or delete their own reviews, or at least have the ability to reply to reviews. So even negative reviews for your members are great opportunities to engage them and provide great service and unlock more functionality for them. All right, let's get into number 2 here. Number 2 is when your members can approve or delete their own reviews. And this probably has the highest value for members of your site. And obviously, if members have the ability to approve or delete reviews that are submitted for them, it's going to be a little unbiased. I'm going to assume they're going to keep all the good reviews and delete all the bad reviews. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So number one, the reason this has the highest value for members is potentially it's just showing them in the best light possible. So members can delete all their negative reviews. And when that happens, their profile actually becomes a really strong advertisement for their business or company. And you might even, here's just a ninja tip for you, you might want to rename the word reviews to something like testimonials or case studies or references, something that it's, because reviews are either going to be positive or negative, but testimonials generally are going to be positive. So by renaming it, you give it more proper value for what they are. And again, when the profile becomes a strong advertisement for the member, they'll probably stick around on your site a bit longer as well because they're getting displayed in a positive light on your site. And as we mentioned, it's an opportunity to upgrade members who want this feature. So maybe your higher tiered membership levels have this ability to do this and your lower tiered members don't. And also, because they're going to be acquiring, compiling all positive reviews, perhaps, it encourages those members to get more reviews on your site. So they're going to be directing more of their customers and clients to leave reviews for them on your website. One of the downsides with this, when your members approve or delete reviews, is the end user, the visitor, they may not see your site as an unbiased review site like Google reviews or Yelp reviews where you're seeing positive and negative reviews. But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The profile, in essence, becomes an advertisement for the business. And if you change the name from reviews to testimonials, then all makes sense for the person, the onlooker and the visitor of the website. Let's dive into how you would set this up so members can approve or delete their own reviews. Let's stick with the diamond member example. I'm going to backtrack and start from the dashboard again, and we'll stick with this diamond member here. So you want to go to your manage products, and I'm going to edit the diamond product level and search visibility and ability to accept or delete reviews. I'm going to set this to yes, and I'll go ahead and save the changes. All right, let's leave this guy a review now, test. I'm going to call it member must accept. This member must accept the review. And we'll do 1 stars across the board here. And I'll just do a different name here, John at john.com. All right. Submit the review. And let's go to the profile page first. Great, so there's still only 2 reviews here. Before, this one got automatically published. The other one is not published. Actually, this guy just got an email saying he got a review. So it's just a test listing, and it's asking him to log in to look at the review and see if he wants to accept or she wants to accept or delete it. So let's log in as this test member here. Okay, great. So I logged in, and I have a little notification badge here under Manage Reviews. I'll go ahead and click on that. And I can see my accepted reviews here, the 2 that I have, and I have 1 pending here. And here it is. And Pat, do I want to accept or delete this review?
I believe you'd be better off deleting the review since you've been given that option.
Okay. Again, I'm thinking of my profile as an advertisement for my business, and I'm paying $20 a month, so I have the ability to do this. So the review has been deleted. And now I still have my pristine record on my profile page.
And I think just so people can go into the heads of their potential members, a lot of us on this webinar today, if you speak to people that have businesses, and in many cases your members are business owners, the ones that sign up, one of the biggest challenges in today's environment is the negative reviews you get online. So people are scared to send people to a review site and say, make sure you go to this site and leave a review. after you ate this food. Like if I own a restaurant and I send everybody to Yelp at the end of their meal, I'm taking a risk because maybe they had a bad experience, and I'm reminding them they can go to Yelp and they can leave a negative review. So basically, this, even though it's not my favorite option, option 2, the angle I would take if I was talking to a business owner, if I was selling the concept to them, is I would say stop taking risks with online sites and reviews. Send them to our site and tell them, if you enjoyed your meal, please go to this site and leave us a testimonial. The wording testimonial, automatically people realize it's a positive experience. There's lots of sites that do testimonials. It's just a different angle. And then me as the restaurant owner, or maybe I'm a handyman or whatever the niche may be, then I'm going to say, okay, you know what? Maybe I will start sending people there. And then when I'm promoting online reviews to my potential customers, I'm going to put your badge on my website because that's the site I want people to go to, because everything they're going to read is positive. Because one of their biggest angst is one negative review. Just one bad apple out there, and every industry has bad apples. You just can't make them happy no matter what. They go and blaze you in one negative 1-star review. So I'm relating to that business owner. I can feel their pain because they've lived through that 1-star review, and I leverage that, and I tell them I can offer you an alternative option for your business and to send your happy customers to. So I really, if that was the option I'd go with, I think that's the best angle to go with.
Those are really good points there, Pat. All right, number 3, this is when you, the website owner, the website admin, moderating all the reviews that come in. And again, there are benefits, the pros and cons to this as well. Number 1, it is the best way to moderate your content. So you just don't want any random content coming onto your site, and you don't trust your members to approve or delete valid content, then you as the website owner definitely want to look at all the reviews coming in. Maybe you do it daily, maybe you do it weekly, maybe a staff member helps you out, but you log in and you can see all your reviews, and I'll show you an example of this in a moment, and then you can approve or delete all the valid reviews on your site. So the benefit is you'll see all the reviews coming in. And an additional perk to that is it's a great way to maintain a pulse of what's happening on your website, how much usage you're having, how many reviews you're receiving daily or weekly, and you could set milestones and goals to do marketing efforts, again, if reviews are important on your site, on how to increase those numbers. And you can really gauge your marketing efforts based on how many reviews you're receiving, again, daily, weekly, and monthly. So it's a great way to stay involved with your website. One of the downsides, a little bit, there is a delay between when the visitor publishes the review and when it goes live on the website. So again, the visitors probably, their expectation is that the review will go live, but you could curve that by with messaging saying, thank you for your review. It's currently pending moderation and we'll notify you once it's live. You can do that in an email, the auto email that gets sent to somebody who's filling out a review. And also, as you saw when I do the reviews, there's a message on the screen. That's a text label. You can modify that message based on the way you've set up how reviews are approved on the site. Pat, you mentioned this one, delaying negative reviews from being published. Can you explain that? Let's say a negative review comes in. What's the benefit of having a delayed negative review from being published?
Okay, this would be if you decide that you're going to publish all reviews. So you're going to take care of the end user. That was my concern in the first option. So your motto is, I'm always going to publish the review. However, maybe for my top tier, my premium members, on the pricing page, I'll say they have a 48 window to mediate a negative review before it goes live. So I can notify them, give them premium customer support and say, hi, John, or hi, Sarah. This is Patrick calling from X website. I just want to let you know we had a new review come in. It's a 2-star review, and it's from a certain customer. And I wanted to give you an opportunity. Maybe you could reach out to that customer. You can sort it out with them. And if that customer with that email can email into us, we won't publish that review. And you have a 48-hour window to do that. And if you're not able to resolve it, that review will be going live on our website.
Perfect. So it's a way to engage your members when they get a negative review. It's a way to further engage the person who left the review. And it's a way to provide a good service to the member. So if they get a negative review, they could be proactive. Maybe they didn't know the customer had a bad experience and they're finding out through your website. So they could be proactive. You can notify them and they can have a 48 or whatever amount of time to resolve it with the customer. If the customer emails you saying, yes, please take down my negative review, I'm happy now, then the business avoids a negative review, you're saying?
Correct, exactly that.
All right, it sounds more hands-on, but again, if you're moderating reviews, this is you're wanting to be more hands-on as a website owner in the first place.
And I did say it'd be something I'd probably offer for premium members, because now it's a service. You're not just a listing directory. Anytime you're offering a service, you're able to increase the price of your membership. People see a real value to that, and you let them know if you upgrade to this level. Another thing I love is if they do have a negative review that goes live on their site, let's say they're on the free tier, and instantly gets published on their profile. Guess what you have to talk about when you call them? You can let them know that if they upgraded to a paid level, that they would actually have a 48-hour window or a 1-week window or whatever you decide to give them. But it gives you a service that you can offer them that other review sites are not offering, and you may be able to use that as an upsell opportunity on that call.
Awesome. Yeah, again, it's a little bit more work on up front, but the benefit is you are more involved, and being more involved gives you more opportunities to engage members, upsell members, provide better service and experiences. Let's modify the settings so the admin has to approve or delete the review that comes in. Let's go back here. All right, this one I am going to start from the beginning again.
Real quick, related to the topic you just discussed, Emily shared on the questions the way that she controls or moderates the reviews related to negative reviews, right? Is that basically she says that if the user gets 4 or 5 positive reviews, then she'll take that negative one down. So it's just another way to work on that one.
That's great. So gamification, utilizing perks and benefits based on number of reviews or the amount of time you're on our website. Every year you get one. There are services where you get over a period of time, like a year, you can request to have any review removed from your profile, no questions asked. So there's lots of things you can do based on your review guidelines that you create for your site. That's a great suggestion there. All right, let's edit this diamond membership level. So we're going to go to the search visibility, and under member review settings, we're going to require all reviews to be approved by the admin first and set that to yes. Okay, let's go to this test guy and let's write a review. Oops, looks like I'm going too quick here. So let's call this admin needs to moderate. I'll just copy this here, and we'll do 3 stars this time. And we'll do Pat and pat@pat.com. Save the changes, submit review. All right, so your review has been submitted. So this is a message you can modify and say, thank you for your review. It's currently pending and will be published. And if approved, it'll be published in the next 24 to 48 hours. So you could set the expectation if you guys are moderating reviews. So the user, again, they don't feel like they came to the website and nothing happened. Let's go back to the previous page. So if we go to this person's profile, remember there were 2 reviews and there still are 2 reviews here. So let's go to the dashboard. And where does the admin of a website see the entire bank of all their reviews? It's under members and member reviews. Perfect. So these are all the reviews on the site. Actually, more recently, we've added some great filtering settings here at the top. You can filter by the status, waiting for admin, declined, accepted, pending, the overall rating of the review, and you can search by email and also keywords within the review. So if you want to search for bad words or things like that, you can definitely do so. Let's use the filter. Let's just search for waiting for admin, and there's one here. So Pat, I see this this review. It says admin needs to moderate. Everything looks good to me, so I want to change the status to approved.
Fantastic. So you can do it just as easily as that, and that's going to send out an email, and you're prompted, which is great.
Exactly.
And the person that gets the email is the member. So what I love about that setting is if it's only the admin, if the admin approves it first, the member doesn't get notified they got a review, because of course, if that was the case, they'd be very confused not to see that review in their dashboard. So the only time the member gets notified of the review is when you, the admin, have actually approved it. And then depending on whether or not they have the option to approve it or not, they're going to be able to see that in their dashboard.
That's 100% correct. And there's one more cool thing you can do, Pat. Under the actions here, you can actually edit the review as the owner of the website. Now, obviously, you don't want to skew or change reviews and make false statements and claims, but you might want to fix something that's misspelled, blatantly misspelled on the website, so you can, again, make sure the content on your site looks good and everything looks correct. So you can definitely edit the title, the review, the stars if you wanted to, and even the person who submitted it. Again, mainly you'd want to do this to correct the spelling of a review, and then you could save your changes. So a nice little added perk there. You are the website owner. You have full control of these things here. So now if we go to, if we can look at the live review here. So here it is. Admin needs to moderate. We can go back to the account for test, and we should see 3 reviews now published. This guy's really racking up the reviews quickly here. So here is the review. Admin needs to moderate, and the admin did moderate it, and now it's public on the website. All right, fantastic. Let's keep things moving along here. Sherilyn, you had a good gamification model also. This would also be a little bit of a manual process, but you had mentioned that, for example, free members, you would only approve, let's say, maximum 3 reviews or 5 reviews, and if they received more reviews, you would ask the members to upgrade their membership level. So they'd be limited by how many reviews the admin would publish based on the membership level, right?
Yes, promote, different membership levels. Hey, we have some waiting for you. Upgrade so we can publish them for you.
Yeah, if you're only, I mean, this would be manual. You would just kind of see how many you've approved for that person. And if the free members only get 3 and you see you've approved 3 for that person, but they have 10 waiting, I would call that person and say, hey, why don't you upgrade to our next level? You're obviously getting a lot of traction on our site. You can even offer them a promotion, a couple months free, anything to get them signed up as a paid member to add value to your product or service.
Yeah, especially if you're working with like a very specific niche with a very specific, clients and businesses. I think it works really well in that kind of situation.
Absolutely. And again, another excuse to contact and engage your members. All right, let's go to number 4. This is actually an add-on. It's allowing your members to reply to reviews. So when they receive a review, there is an option for them to write a response back to the review. To the reviewer, to the person who left the review. Key benefits of this, just like the review itself is unique content for your website, which Google absolutely loves, the members' reply to the review will be added unique content, which will help with your search engine optimization. Google loves unique content. Google does not like duplicated content that they see on each and every website on the internet. It allows members to respond to negative reviews. So maybe you're not letting them delete the review, but at least the member can say their 2 cents and offer some kind of help, saying, sorry you had a bad experience, please come back to our restaurant and dinner's free on us next time, whatever the case may be. It gives them an opportunity to provide their 2 cents and make a public attempt at a resolution for the negative review. And then the flip side of that is allows members to thank the visitors for their positive reviews and let them know that their feedback, our team loves feedback like this, so thank you so much for the positive review. Also, as your members are replying to reviews, the businesses and companies are replying to the reviews, it gives them a voice and a personality. So sure, they have their business information, their phone number, their address on their listing, but being able to respond to reviews is an opportunity for them to have a personality and a unique voice and character in their responses. Another thing, a little gamification here, is you can choose to only activate responding to reviews for premium membership levels. So your lower tiered plans or your free plans don't have the ability or privilege to respond to reviews, and your higher tiered plans, you can open up the functionality for them to respond and reply to reviews. So let's look at an example of how to enable this, and we'll actually reply to a review so you can see what it looks like on the website as well. All right, let's dive into it. So let's go back to our settings here. I'll start again at the dashboard. And everyone together, we go to Manage Products. Let's edit the diamond level in this example. Okay, and we're going to go to Search Visibility. And here is the option Member Can Reply to Reviews. And this is an add-on, so you want to make sure you have the add-on enabled for this. And I'm just going to set this to yes, and I'll go ahead and save the changes. And I'll log into this test user account. Edit listing. I see I have a new review here, actually. And now what I have is this new box here. It says write public reply to this review. Same thing here. Each review can have a public reply from the member. So let's do that now. For your review, our team loves feedback like this. And let's save the reply. And the member can always modify or delete their reply also if they want to remove it. Let's go to their profile page now. And let's click on reviews.
That's awesome.
Tests replies. That's the member's name. And then here it says, thank you for your review. Our team loves feedback like this. And to take it a step further, so this is the unique content I'm talking about. And then if we click on the review, on the page it says the reply also. Thank you for your review. This is the page specifically for this review. Thank you for your review. Our team loves this feedback. So actually the reply shows in 2 different places per review. Let's move on to number 5 here. And this is sorting members by most review. And when we say sorting, we mean how they display in the search results first. And this ties back into rewarding members who have more reviews on your website. They've obviously taken the time, they value your website, they're directing their clients and customers to leave reviews. So why not reward them or give them an opportunity to be rewarded by giving them higher visibility and more visibility by showing first in your search results. So I want to show you how to do this. You basically want to choose the option to order members with the most reviews first. So let's use this, continue using this sample site here. Let's just do an open search. And we have some, there's only 22 sample members on this site, and they're just being listed. It actually looks like alphabetical order here, Pat. And also their member search level priority. Let's change this. First of all, there is an option here to sort by most reviews, but you'd have to do that manually. All right, so test is showing at the top results. So we're rewarding test for having the most reviews on the site. Stacy is number 2 with 1 review on the site. And then the rest of the members are being sorted accordingly. So very nice. Again, this is a way to reward members who have more reviews and also encourages members to get reviews published on your site. All right, great. All right, some ninja tips we put together for you. This is perfect for best of sites. So if you're creating like top 100 or top 50, it can actually be based on the number of reviews that they have on your site. And here's a little bit of an advanced tip. If you only want to show 100 results, for example, or 15 results, you can use what Sherilyn shared. You can limit the listings to only 15 in the search results, and you can actually hide the pagination so you can't ever go to page 2. So they're basically, visitors are locked seeing only those 10 or 15 or 100 results, and those are your top members on the site. And if people want to make the list, they have to get more reviews on your site.
And that's a great, I love that approach. Launching a directory, maybe it's a Tampa Bay directory, maybe it's a Miami directory, and you go out to businesses and you say, all my listings are free, and I only show 3 results for each category, and it's going to be the people who have the most reviews. Guess what the businesses are now doing? They're trying to compete to get the most amount of reviews. They're letting their customers know your business exists. They want to show up in search results. They want to be considered the best of their industry. And once you do that, then you start being relevant. And the moment you start being relevant, then you can start charging for services and advertising. It's a great way to be original and to offer something of real value and to get your members engaged.
That's right. Then it's just a race for reviews, and again, you can have a category and limit it to, again, 15 searchers. Even if you have 1,500 members in that category, only display 15 and remove the opportunity and the ability to go to page 2 and 3. And now it's a race to get into that top 15 list there.
Exactly, and we call them ninja tips because, of course, it's when you want to take this advice to the next level. It's more advanced marketing strategies that do require a little bit of manual work, but I do think that these are really effective, and this is personally my favorite slide of the presentation.
All right, great. Number 2 is utilizing the reviews as social media marketing assets. So go ahead and tag the owner, tag the business, and publish the review on social media. If you're getting steady reviews to your site, you can do this multiple times per day or a few times per week, but it helps promote your site, and members are going to appreciate it as well. And their competitors are going to wonder, who is this site and why is my competition getting reviews on this site? I probably want to be on this site as well.
If I have a business, I have a veterinarian perhaps that has a large social media presence. He gets a good review. It's difficult for people that run Facebook pages to publish your posts when you're kind of promoting your website, your directory. But if I go to that veterinarian's Facebook page and I share an amazing review that's live on my directory website, that owner is more likely to allow that post to be published. And everybody that clicks that person might have tens of thousands of people on the page. Now that's driving a ton of traffic to my website. I think it's one of the best kept secrets for getting organic, free traffic to your website just by sharing those positive reviews on your members' Facebook profile pages.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, number 3 here, change the star rating criteria for your site. I'm just going to backtrack to the settings real quick. There's one that we didn't cover here. Let me go to dashboard. Let's always start fresh. Now this one you guys are probably going to want to utilize. So there's 2 things I'm going to show you right now. Let's edit the diamond membership level. Search visibility. This one says hide review star rating options. So what that's going to do, it's going to hide all of the, when I was checking the star rating 1 through 5, it's going to get rid of those. So all the person has to do is put a title and the review description. So they're not going to be choosing star ratings. Makes it a little more streamlined for the user experience, but it'll hide those star ratings if you as the website owner don't care about the star ratings, you just care about the title and the description of the review. Now, here's the second part of that ties in with number 3 here. Change the star rating criteria for your site. All right, let's go to leave a review for this test member here. Okay, you are not locked into this text here: overall rating, speed, responsiveness, expertise, results, communication. In fact, you can remove all of them with that setting I just mentioned in the membership level, or you could just potentially keep 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me show you how you can edit and remove some of these as well. What you want to do is, these are text labels. So let's go to the dashboard. Sherilyn, 10 points on figuring out the complete profile thing. All right, so what we want to do is settings and go to text labels. And what you want to do is search for the word criteria here. Okay, great. And we have the overall rating, speed. This is everything we're seeing on the front end there. So you could do a couple things. If you leave these blank, those star ratings go away. And in addition to that, you can change these two. How was your experience and probability to visit again? And let's just keep these and say, what is your overall rating? So we're turning these more into questions rather than the one word. So I'm removing a few and I'm changing them. And this is a great way to make the reviews custom to your site and really give it a feel that's unique to the market and industry that you're serving. So I just saved that, and let me refresh this page. I'll do a before and after actually. Perfect. So this says, what is your overall rating? And you can see there's only 3 now. How was your experience? 3. Probability of you to visit again? 2. So you can add or remove as many as you want, and you can also change what the wording is to give it a personal touch for your target market. And again, that's in the text labels. Use the search filter to search for the word criteria, and it should pull up it should filter for all the criteria for the reviews. Pat, you came up with this one. If you can find companies in your industry who have negative reviews online and invite them to join your site, and using the strategy where you tell them that they can improve or delete reviews that are not favorable to them.
That's correct. One of the biggest challenges that I think directory owners face is getting through to the decision maker. And I think that's the gatekeeper that you have to call. You call a company and they block you. Now, what I think is a great advanced ninja marketing technique, or sales technique, I should say, is you go on Yelp. If I owned a dog walker directory or any industry whatsoever, I could go on Yelp, or I can go to an online review site. And what I would do is I would look for companies that have terrible reviews online. And these are desperate companies looking for an alternative to be able to promote on their websites, because it's really important for social proof. If I'm on someone's website, that I can click and I can read testimonials or reviews.
On a third-party website.
On a third-party website, exactly. Right. So your directory could very well be that replacement. If I have a 2-star rating on Yelp and I have 13 bad reviews, basically I've abandoned ship. I'm not going to even try to send traffic there because I don't want anyone to even look at my profile. So those are the businesses that when you call them and you say, I have an alternative for you, they're the ones that are going to be like, what? I am all ears. I would love to hear what you have to say, because these negative reviews are killing me. What are you proposing for me? Right. And then that goes your speech.
So online there's services, there's reputation management services. And the goal of reputation management services is 2 things. 1, remove negative content about a business online. 2, if it can't be removed, suppress it or move it lower in the search results, or at least mix it into the search results. So basically, you can approach companies that have bad reviews and offer them a lifeline where you can kind of curb and help with the negative reviews that they've received by providing them with some type of reputation management services via positive reviews that they could have listed on your website. So yeah, that's a great strategy there. If you're stuck and you're not getting people to review, you're not getting visitors to write reviews, why don't you and your staff write reviews for that you've interacted with already and add them to your website? So you could take a proactive approach and start writing reviews yourself for the companies that are listed there if you've engaged with them. And then number 6 here, make sure to use the updated restore code for the reviews. So if your reply to reviews aren't showing, or if you're seeing something on our demo site and your site looks different, as long as you haven't had custom work done, I would always say it's a safe bet to restore the default code for a particular feature, whether it's on the profile page design or the search results page design of the site. Now we'd like to pass it over to you guys. We have a few more moments for a couple questions. All right, Kathy. How you doing, Kathy?
Oh, I was reminding you, you said you were going to go over the review schema.
Yes, let's do that. So you want to use your site as an example? We can make sure it's current and it's working?
Yeah, we can. In fact, I love the idea of sharing the reviews. That's awesome, because we have like 33 Facebook groups and we share and welcome them, but I didn't even think about sharing the reviews. That was awesome. But yeah, it's the Elite Wedding Guide.
All right.
.com. Really good stuff, guys. Like, that's really good.
Thank you.
Maybe it gets kind of old going, welcome so-and-so to the wedding guide. Welcome.
All right. So let's check out your site. Elite Wedding Guide. Fantastic.
And I do have a sidebar review in the front page. Or there you go. Yeah.
No, let's check out your front page. So let's see. So you got the search here. I love your logo. Big and bright, really nice, and it's very clear what it is. It's a wedding guide, and and I like that the Elite is there. Kind of, again, it adds some prestige to the website and inherent value. All right, so if we scroll down, your wedding tips, definitely what consumers want. It shows that you're an authority in the industry providing wedding tips. And here are the reviews you have listed here. So this is great. This is a module that you can add on your homepage. And in case people are wondering what that is, it's actually a module to add in any sidebar. The name of that one is called Bootstrap Theme Module Recent Reviews. You can add that into your sidebar, and it'll just stream the most recent reviews there. All right, let's look at your reviews page. And let's click on a specific review. Okay, what I actually want to do is, when you do a review, the schema markup isn't for the specific detail page, which I just left. Schema markup is you are reviewing a product or a local business or a place or an organization. So the schema markup you want on the profile page. Now let me backtrack a bit and show people what schema markup is. Let's see what we could review is, I guess, let's just search Air Jordans. Okay. Basically, schema markup are these stars here. Now I searched a product. Again, what's being reviewed is the product. That's what the reviews are associated with. So it's basically seeing the stars in the search results. Also important to mention, just because you have the schema code on the profile pages, embedded in the profile pages, it's not a guarantee that Google is going to show the stars in their search results. There's other factors like the credibility of the website, how long the page has been online, et cetera, et cetera. So it's good to have the code there, and we hope that that Google decides to show the star ratings in their search results. So let's do a test on your site, Kathy. Tester. So I'm just going to go to Google's Rich Snippet Tester tool. There's two of them. Let me go to the right one. Yeah, this is the one. So here's a profile page on your site of someone who has reviews, 29 reviews. And let's just do the run test.
And you just used his review link?
No, this is his profile page link.
Oh, profile page. Okay.
So it's getting schema for the website, which is good. You could have schema for different things. It's getting the schema for your breadcrumbs. It's not getting the schema for the reviews. I see that you're just kind of using the old code. I would see no problem with using the current code for this and restoring the default code. So let's do that together. So we're going to go to Content, Edit Post Settings. And we can scroll.
And Jason, I gather she changed the review questions, what you're reviewing, but those are text labels. So I gather by updating the code, you're not overriding that part of the review module. Am I correct?
That is correct. These are based on text labels, the criteria that I changed. So it'll just follow suit with what's here.
That's great.
So we're going to go to Profile Page Design and restore default code and restore the review code. So this is just saying it's going to replace the code, and I'll save the changes after that. And let's do a before and after. Duplicate.
And you went into edit post settings to
yes,
do that?
Yes, edit post
I'm
settings.
just trying to update everything.
If you haven't done customizations, I definitely recommend doing that. Okay. So let's look at your raving reviews. So now this is the layout. I think this layout is a lot better than this, and it's better for mobile. This is why we modified it.
Gotcha.
Now let's also duplicate this tab here. Let's do another test for the schema markup. So if we look at the difference here, we have something new added. This is the old one. Now we have local business. So we're gonna it's reviewing the local business. As I mentioned, you need to write reviews for a thing like a product, business, or an organization. So if we click on this, it says a local business, and there are reviews here now. So here's the review, so on and so forth. All the reviews are here. So this is great for Google, and you can actually preview. It's not what it's going to look like in Google. It's just letting you know that it's grabbing the data. So it's getting the person's profile image, their name, 29 5-star reviews, and their address.
That is awesome. And just to recap, you went to post settings, profile page, and restore review code.
Right. So I'll do it one more time. Edit post settings. I found your reviews code. So I went to raving reviews and I click edit. And in this case, it's the profile page. And then exactly restore default code. Obviously, we want to restore the member reviews. You have to, you click it, it gives you a warning that it's going to replace all the code there. Again, if you don't have customizations, it's fine. After you hit OK, then you have to hit Save Changes again.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. And that's for all the new stuff, right? Just to make sure to those restored. Because I did the main one on the dashboard. It says like update your software, but you're saying this is something different. This is just updating widget codes.
Yeah. So those software updates you see in the dashboard, those are going to unlock mainly unlock features in your admin area. This is affecting the kind of the design of elements on the front page of your website. As you can see, it's changed the layout of reviews here.
Yeah, it looks great.
And let's look at it on a smaller screen here. So on mobile, it's going to look nice as well. So people will have a good experience here.
No, that's good.
All right.
I've been trying to, I can figure this out because we design websites for wedding pros and other directories, and I've got it on single, but this one, boy, that's why I use y'all.
Fantastic. Well, your site looks great, so thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
All right. And that was a quick one. We'll see if any other questions. All right. Well, Patrick, Rick, and Sherilyn, thank you guys for an amazing webinar. I think this was a great topic. And Sherilyn, thank you for your presentation in Rick's corner there. I just want to remind everybody, let me go back on the slides here. Here we go. If you're not already a member, please join us in the Brilliant Directories Facebook group. We can continue the conversation there. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And also very important, you don't want to miss out on Patrick's Directory Gurus training course. You can pre-register for their upcoming course. What was the date on that course, Pat?
March 18th is the first day.
Okay, so you guys, March 18th, you can go to directorygurus.com. Go do it right now. Just take a second, pre-register. You'll start getting any email updates regarding the courses. And based on what you've said, Patrick, it's going to be something that you definitely don't want to miss out on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason.
Sure thing. So on behalf of myself, Patrick, Sherilyn, and Rick, thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Webinar Wednesday. Make it a productive week, and we'll catch you in the next webinar. Take care, guys.
Have a brilliant day, everyone.